Well, thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be a quick run through of how to complete the non-credit application here at Broward College. All right, so let's get started. I am Julie Simon. I'm the program director here at Continuing Education on the workforce side. And I am assisting with the Kids and Teens College. So part of this practice, you'll be filling in the information for your respective children, but just for the purposes of this exercise, I'm going to go ahead and do an application for our fictional child named Sammy Seahawk. His first name is Sammy, last name is Seahawk. He was born June 1st, 2012. All right, but for while you're going through the application, you'll be using your child's information. Just be mindful of that. So you're going to want to pull up a web browser and go to www.broward.edu/youth. Once you're there, you'll select the Apply button in the top left-hand corner. That's going to bring you to the college's immersive application process. I promise you'll go through a very short application compared to what degree-seeking students are going to complete. We just need you to follow a few steps before we get to the actual application. So go to broward.edu/youth, and then you're going to select the Apply button in the top left-hand corner. Once you go to that page, it's going to look something similar to what you see on your screen right now. There will be a green button that says Create an Account. If you have attended the Kids and Teens College in the past and you are looking to return as a new student, would still want to create an account. The college recently, February, beginning of this year, launched a brand new application process. So unless you have completed an application for your child February of this year or after, you will need to create an account. So once you navigate to the Apply webpage, you're going to select Create an Account. This is going to bring you to our new application. It is going to request that you set up an account. Now remember, I will be using Sammy Seahawk as an example, but you're going to want to use your child's information wherever I enter in Sammy's information. So just be mindful, although yes, you as the parent are doing this application, you still need to create an account in your child's name. So when it's asking for the first name, last name, and date of birth, you're going to enter in your child's first name, your child's last name, and your child's date of birth. The email address that you put in is going to be your email address. So once again, we're going to put in your child's first, last name, and date of birth, but we're going to put mom and dad's email address in. Whoever the respective adult in that child's life, we're going to use your contact information. So take a moment, complete that step. You're going to put in your child's name, their first and last name, their date of birth, and then your email address as the point of contact. Now, a few questions that we get at this point in the process is, what if I have multiple children that I am registering? You will need to create an account for each individual student. So what that means is you will need a unique email address per child that you are registering. I would recommend use an email address that you know that you will be checking frequently, as additional information will be sent to this email. It has to be a real email address because you are required to do some captcha verification, and that is going to require you to go to your email and select some items. So one recommendation I have is if there's a two-parent household, use one parent for one child and then the other parent for the other child if you have two children and two parents, or you can create a brand new email address specifically for this. Just make sure that your forwarding all of the emails that come into that inbox to your primary email to ensure that you're receiving all communications. So once you've done that step, you're going to get a message that says, thank you for registering. Now we're almost done creating an account. Now what we'll have to do is go to our email. You should receive within a couple of seconds an email that says, hi, your child's first name. So in this case, Sammy, you received a password reset request for your username. So just keep in mind, we put in mom and dad. So mom and dad's email is the one that's going to be receiving this. And then we're going to select the reset password link. So if for whatever reason you do not receive this email address, this email into your inbox, it could be that it went to your spam. The first thing you want to do is check your spam, check your email filters. If you still do not see it, you're going to need to contact our office at ce@broward.edu, or you can give us a call during business hours at 954-201-7800. But let's hope all things are going well and that you were able to receive this email. So you're going to select reset password on that email. It will redirect you back to the website where you'll need to select reset password again. It's just asking you to confirm that. So now is where you'll actually select your password. Your password must be a minimum of 8 characters. It should include letters, numbers, and at least 1 special character. Put it in twice, once to set it, second time to confirm, and then you're going to select save password. Please keep this password in a safe location. All right, so once you have done that, it will automatically log you into your account that you just created. This account is not the student account. This is only for the purposes of doing the application. Your child will receive their student account once the application is processed after it has been submitted. So the first thing you're going to want to do is start a new application. From there, you're going to see a screen that looks like what you see on your screen. We're going to answer 3 simple questions. The answer for those questions is going to be no for the first question, asking if you would like to earn college credit. We are looking forward to the day that your child returns to Broward College to complete their degree, but for now, it's going to be a no. The second question, what type of student are you? They're going to be a kids and teens summer college student. And the term that they're starting is going to be summer 2023. So once you enter in those 3 items, you're going to go ahead and select start application, and it will route you to the beginning of your application. Now, this first screen will give you a lot of helpful tools on what to do if you need help or if you had a question, but I promise you with our assistance this evening, you should not have a question, but things happen, technology fails. So if at any point you do have a question, you can reach out to our recruiting department at 954-201-7350, or you can send an email to bcrecruiting@broward.edu, or feel free to contact us at the 2 locations that I said earlier, ce@broward.edu or 954-201-7800. We're all here to help your child succeed. So just to keep in mind, there is a little panel on the left-hand side that you can easily navigate and skip around if you would like to. Otherwise, we're going to just go with the flow and scroll down to the different items. So we're going to save and continue. Once we save and continue, it'll drop us down. Now, I've done you a service of skipping over some of the questions. Like I said, I'm only going to highlight the questions that are required. Feel free to answer any question that is listed there that you would like that information there. There's questions such as what is your preferred name, whether or not you would like to receive SMS messages, whether or not you'd like to receive email messages that are advertisement. So feel free to answer any of those questions, but I'm only going to be showing you the required questions. So you're going to want to re-enter Sammy or your child's first and last name. You may put in their middle name if it is on their documents, their legal documents. But otherwise, you may leave that blank. First and last name are the only things under this top section that are going to be required. So I've entered in Sammy Seahawk. Then after that, we're going to skip down a few questions and then enter in their gender. Gender is a required field. However, you can select that you choose not to report it. We ask that question, we're required to ask that, but you can select that you would prefer not to specify. But in this case, I've selected male for Sammy Seahawk. I've gone ahead and entered in his date of birth, June 1st, 2012, and I've set my primary language as English. Now, if English is not your primary language, you may select your actual primary language. What this does, it assists us with ensuring that you're getting communications in the language that is native to your family. So we're going to save and continue. That brings us to the last two sections, the contact information and the emergency contact. So I'm going to go ahead, I entered in my contact information. So remember again, we're entering in contact information for the responsible adult. So if that is mom and dad or grandma or whoever it is, the legal guardian, you're going to enter in their mailing address. So first select the United States of America, and then you're going to put in their street address. If there's a second line that you need for a unit number, go ahead and enter that in. And then you're going to put in your city, your state, and your zip code. The next is going to be a question, what is your preferred phone? You have an option of selecting between a home or a mobile phone number. I've selected mobile because I want to make sure anything that comes in for Sammy comes straight to my cell phone. So I've entered in mobile, and then I've typed in my mobile number. And that's the end of the contact information. Now on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that there's an area for an emergency contact. This is where you're going to enter in your information again. So if it is, you're going to put in your first name. So in this case, I've had my first name as mom. Whatever your first name is, you're going to type that in to that area, and then your last name. And then there's a drop-down menu for you to select who you are in relation to the applicant. So if this is a mother, father, grandmother, cousin, friend of the family, whatever that relationship is, go ahead and select that in that drop-down menu for relationship. Just keep in mind, you're putting in this under emergency contact, you're putting in your first name, your last name, and your relationship to the student, which is the child. After you put that in, you're going to select that your emergency contact address is the same as your address, because remember, under contact information, we put our mailing address. Now, for if any reason you wanted to have two separate mailing addresses, perhaps you're doing this on behalf of a friend of yours, and so you want to put your emergency contact because you'll be helping with transportation, but then you want to ensure the child's actual mailing address is there. Just unselect that check box where it says my emergency contact's address is the same as my address. You would unselect that, and it would allow you to type in a completely separate mailing address. After that, I'm going to put in my mobile phone number. Again, if you would like to change it to a different number at this point, maybe you had mom's information under the first screen under your contact information, and you want to have dad or grandma or your best friend as the emergency contact, just put in the emergency contact phone number for that individual, and then you're going to select save and continue. All right, so this question is a required question. It gets asked of everyone who applies to the college. Just go ahead and select no if the answer is no. Otherwise, select yes and then save and continue. But if it's no, just hit no, save and continue. So now we've completed the application. You're going to go ahead and do a save and review application. Once you do the save and review, it's going to pull up all of your responses. Just take a quick peek and make sure that you have not mistyped anything. If there is anything that needs to be corrected, this is the time for you to resolve those errors. Otherwise, you'll see a screen that says that you are 99% complete and you need to submit your application. You're going to select that submit your application button, and that is going to take you to that remaining 1% task, which is simply to electronically sign your application and submit it. This verification lets us know that the student is confirming that all the information on the application is correct. So just make sure on that previous screen, you're taking a moment to verify that the information is correct. So that was our fast review of how to complete the Kids and Teens Summer College application. If you keep in mind that if you have a concern, you can contact us at 954-201-7800, or feel free to send an email at ce@broward.edu.